Hello and welcome to Head and Shoulders, where we cover athletes' performances and otherwise that are head and shoulders above the rest. And today, look, I know the channel regulars might not like this one, but we got to acknowledge something. I'm not here to harp on any one particular athlete. I think there was a pause. It might sound weird on the when you guys listen to it, but we got to acknowledge something. Sha'Carri Richardson is doing something that is beyond track and field. This is something that I had already thought of. That's why I created this channel, not because of Richardson, but because, like I said, if you listen to some of my first videos, I'm here to get the track and field athletes paid, to get these athletes out here so that they can actually start making some money, not just only the top athletes, and something that goes beyond looking at, oh yeah, it's track and field, you should just be doing it as charity. Like, I've met plenty of track and field officials, even on the youth level, that will volunteer, and the people that are running these meets are making money hand over fist. And I'm telling you, I've been an announcer, and I got to tell them, hey, I'm not volunteering. I could be a paid volunteer, but you're never going to get me to voluntarily announce. You're going to pay me to, then I choose to volunteer my time to come out there. So, and I'm going to give you guys some evidence out here of why she is the smartest person in track and field right now. Because look, people are out here looking at her, and look, she broke a rule that was there. That's why she got banned. There were other people that have broken rules and then they got a warning. So the thing is, with all of these things, with dealing with drugs and whatnot, or wherever it goes, look, don't, whether you feel, hey, THC should have resulted in a ban or not, that's beside the point right now, because the world doesn't revolve around the US, Canada, or other places that may have some states or some countries that are legalized. It is how they have it there, and whether you think it's targeting somebody or not, they can use it to target a specific athlete. Yes, just like I had proved yesterday, which I'll have that playlist, and this is going to be in there, with politics and how they can use the Caster-Semenya rule to rule out certain athletes, and how they can use how they potentially targeted Usain Bolt. Like I said, that's my opinion. So right here, this is why I see that she's the smartest. Look, number one, she's over here trash talking. That's what we need with an athlete. And her being one of the fastest athletes in the world this year and one of the fastest athletes of all time, that helps in the 100. So that just boils people's skin, because she's like, hey, I'm gonna be undefeated in the future. I know this thing happened now. Then she could play both sides. She could be both a victim of a system while saying, hey, look, I take the responsibility of it or whatever. And at the same time, as she doesn't actually have to race against the other people, she's shown how fast she was, right? So the other people are there, and she's over here building up an audience. Now, look what just happened. Look at how many followers she's got. Now, I know as far as when I type in things for Sha'Carri Richardson, she doesn't have a fan base that yet at this point, from what I'm seeing, that are out here just looking up races for Sha'Carri Richardson compared to a shelly-ann fraser-pryce. Quite frankly, from my data and what it looks like and what I'm looking at, they aren't yet latching on the track and field. That's not even the important part. What I have noticed is this. She's got almost 500,000 followers on here, and it's very similar. You can look at her Instagram and stuff. I'm bringing up Twitter because I'm doing this on a computer. But guess what? She's got a vape company that wanted to offer her $250,000 for a vape deal. Now, on the surface, back in the past, if this was me saying, hey, you know what, health reasons, whatever, man, most of, speaking of the US, and it looks like this is being exported to other countries worldwide, but most of the US is overweight and obese. Like, quite frankly, if people were concerned about their health, they would be doing things very, very, very differently. So if that's going to be their choice to do something that may be unhealthy, Usain Bolt represented what was an alcohol company. Alcohol is proven to not be unhealthy. People still do it. That's their own choice whether they want to do it. Here, I'm concerned about these athletes getting a bag. This is why this channel has existed. This is why I have that interview for that collegiate athlete. Collegiate athletes can be sponsored now. We get the name recognition out there. And that's why every time I mention an athlete, well, most of the time, I show a picture of their face at the same time. So many of you don't even know the names and faces of the athletes. And that's why I'm trying to get you as fans here of the sport to even get a picture. I show you a shot put athlete that's world champion. No. So let's go down here. Here's another thing. This is what I learned in the past. All right, she's got offered a $250,000, right? Okay, let's look at it this way now. Now, I announced for the USATF World Youth Track and Field Trials here in Lisle, Illinois. This is where Sydney McLaughlin competed. This is where Davis, that is in the long jump, competed. This is where Lyles competed at. So many of the athletes now that are there, they competed here at the World Youth Trials. Why am I mentioning this? Well, what I found out, and I can't say the specific numbers or anything like that because I'm pretty sure it's a legal thing, but I found out at this youth trials, there was so much money to be made, and particularly it was more money made here than in other trial events and other things, because they also had the Hershey championships there. And I was like, wait a minute, Hershey sponsoring this chocolate company with milk and all the other stuff. But hey, that's their prerogative. Some years ago, I would have said, yo, you know what? That shouldn't have happened. What I'm bringing this up is, and you guys should actually look at the results here, where we're seeing some of our top athletes in the US right now competing. It all started here. This was like one of the things. And this is where I met a lot of those athletes. But anyway, I saw all the money that was there and generated. Now, let's break this down here. This is the prize money for the Wanda Diamond League. All right. So you get $10,000 for first place. Now, this is the final. You add up with points, first place. It's kind of like, hey, you're on a team. Remember back in high school, you get 10, 8, 6, whatever, blah, blah, those point system, right? And then so eighth place, you get $500, right? Okay. I remember with the Diamond League before, it would be more money in the distance races or more money in the sprints, and a certain high profile like the 100, just get more money. 200 is less than the 100 because it's not as watched as much. The 1500 would get more money than, let's say, the 10K, which is rarely ever run anymore. So, and then the distance races would just overall get less money than the sprint races, unless a Mo Farah or whatever may have come there or something like that. So now it seems like it's equalized, $10,000. Now, the problem with this is that you got what, 13 series, 13 races. You got 13 races, you can make maximum of $130,000. Now, well, $130,000, and let's just say that you were first place because you got first there. Now you get a bonus of an extra 30, so a max of $160,000. Now you got taxes on that. That's one. You got to pay your coaching staff. You also have to pay for the hotels, the food. Obviously, that's with travel. That's just like working a regular job. But if you're from the US and you're traveling over there, well, that's going to take some things. You got the passport, visa, the first time around, maybe the passport or whatever, renew that. But you got to pay your coaching staff. You got to pay maybe your managers, because a lot of these athletes, like Usain Bolt, he was under a management company that represented, I think, 38 other athletes. It was a guy from either Australia or something like that. He was a 1500 meter runner, and he represented Usain Bolt. And he's the one that did a lot of the deals. So you got to pay them what, 15, 20% off top. You got to pay taxes. You also have to pay your cost of living for these hotels and everything. That isn't going to be there. Now, if you register yourself as a business or something like that, maybe you could do a write-off and you get some of that money back. But still, like I said, you have to consider all of these things when thinking about the money, right? So how does this add up to Sha'Carri Richardson being smarter than everybody else? Okay, let me show you something. Here we go. Richardson, right here. She's causing whatever drama she's causing and everything. Okay, cool. Oh, one last thing before I mention that step. There are athletes that aren't even ranked in the top 50 that are making more than some of these athletes that are ranked up there, or in the top 100. I'll say it like that because that's even easier for and they can get their socks paid for. They may have a sock deal or something like that. They got a shoe deal that's maybe very small. But the thing is, what's important here is that you can get somebody outside of a regular shoe company to come in. What if somebody that says, hey, I want to sell ties? Now you got somebody that's a tie company, right? or somebody wants to sell dog earrings and you're the spokesperson for the dog earring company. That's actually a lot of money to be made with those. Now, I don't personally even like weed or anything myself, but guess what I did back in 2015 and 2016? I went and saw the laws and saw how they were going and invested in a bunch of marijuana companies. Not financial advice, by the way. So I saw that, and that was before the boom, and sometime before that too. But the majority of the money that I put in was within 15 and 16. And so if you can catch this before these trends go, then yeah. So here's an early trend. This is an early sign, a crack. Usain Bolt did something. He opened the door for athletes after him, all right, for higher paying deals. Because before Nike, Adidas, and the shoe companies and everything, you couldn't even say how much you were getting. Now we know that Sydney McLaughlin has a deal and how much he's making. Now, here's Kenny Harrison, world record holder. Wow, 12.6K followers. Okay, Allison Felix, way back there. This is her 5th Olympics. They keep pumping her up. Why does she only have 729,000 followers? Yet Sha'Carri Richardson, which would have been her first Olympics, is the rookie, 21 years old. Allison Felix was also 21 years old when she made her Olympic debut, if I am not mistaken. Was she 18? Somebody correct me if I'm wrong. No, Shelly-Ann Fraser-Pryce was 21. Allison Felix was still a teenager, if I'm not mistaken. But regardless, she was young. This is her 5th Olympics. She's been here since Athens, right? So she's been back here since Athens, yet she only has 729,000 followers. Now, the game on Twitter was different back then. We had MySpace. We had all of these other things that were a little bit different. But think about it. She's about over 50% of the way to Allison Felix's followers, which are more than likely a lot of track and field people that may be fair weather or whatever like that. Sha'Carri Richardson may have people that normally don't even watch track. You know why? There were a lot of people that said they wanted to boycott and said, we're not going to watch the Olympics. Even Richardson herself said, hey, if I was the reason that they're watching, hey, I can't, you can't blame them, right? That's the thing. So many people out here, and maybe some of the viewers too, you're so focused on track and field, and don't notice the money game. So I'm going to bring up something else here. Lolo Jones, she's got a whole bunch of followers. Now she's done pretty well for herself to where she was one hurdle away from Olympic gold. I think that hurdle, actually, the drama surrounding that got her more followers than what she may have actually done on the other side, right? I think the drama around it and that pumped up thing got her there. Now, has she used it properly? I don't know. We got to investigate a little bit further. Here's Sanya Richards-Ross. She's had so much there. She's a TV personality, as it says, and so on and so forth. She's got only less than 200,000. So these people that came before her that have been busting down. Now, here's going to be a big one right here. Here's Shelly-Ann Fraser-Pryce, fastest woman in the world. She's the most gold medal winning female athlete when it comes to the 100-meter dash. Inarguable. There is no argument there. And matter of fact, when comparing her to Allison Felix, as far as the gold medal count, she's beating Allison Felix out. So with that being said, as far as individuals, so with that being said, you would think that she will have more followers. That's not how this works. Some of this is going to be the media area that you're at. She's not in the US, a bigger market, but she can still do some of the marketing herself. We have like this joke right here. Jazz is tired, or however you would pronounce that. She said she's tired. So she's tired. With that being said, some of the marketing is going to be from the stats that the statuses that are getting put up. Whether she is out here trash talking somebody, whether she's out here being more on the defensive side, the offensive side, it doesn't even matter. She is doing it right. This is what I covered in the first video, where I said I was going to do a part 1 of what's good about her and then a part 2 of what's bad. Really not even necessary to do the part 2. That's why I haven't even posted it up, because really everybody's going to be able to find something negative about a person. And we see the negatives out here. What is seen, we don't have to bring up. We can see, and I'm going to say for all of you guys out there, maybe the purists, any Olympic sports, they're broke. Track and field has to either separate itself from an Olympic sport or need to start making money outside of these shoe companies. Because guess what? You know why the shoe companies got us by the proverbial sack? Because of this. They know that Sha'Carri Richardson, her face can be replaced by somebody else. Why did Allison Felix struggle to get Nike to pay her the deal that she wanted? Because she was going to have a baby on maternity leave. Because Allison Felix, this is where I'm seeing it from. This is no diss on Allison Felix. People, get out of your feelings if that's what's about to happen here. Now, Allison Felix didn't have the brand power to push products the way that Nike wanted them. Think about Nike. They don't just drop people like that. They are so focused. Nike appears to be a business person. Wasn't she on Cribs or something? Or Allison Felix was on Cribs. She was showing her shoes. She said that when she had to deal with Adidas, she couldn't actually, get the shoes that she wanted, but she loved Jordans and everything. The video's on the internet. You can go search it after this video and whatnot. But you got Allison Felix, something about how she markets herself. Yes, it pushes some shoes, but they said, hey, we could do better by just paying you a lot less. We'll keep you. We want you here, but we're going to significantly, lower your deal. And it's based on performance. You want a deal that's based on performance with Nike, or you want a deal that has, hey, we want to use your face for a spokesperson. You want a deal that's based on, hey, you get injured, then, hey, you know what? I'm going to drop your scholarship at the NCAA school, Division I school that I got you at. Or you want a deal that says, you know what? As long as you keep up your end of the bargain, you keep up your face in the media or whatever you got to do, and it's helping us legitimize our brand, get our brand out there or whatever. Like, which one would you take? One that's dependent upon you having to perform at all times. As an athlete, you want to just focus on your performance, not somebody that says, hey, you don't perform, you're X'd out. Because people keep saying, don't pressure. I see it in the comments. Don't pressure Dina Asher Smith. Well, the companies don't have a problem with pressuring her, because Great Britain, that supposedly takes care of its athletes, right? I tried to look for the athlete in the soundbite there, but I couldn't find it. This is funny with this one. But there's a British athlete that works 4 jobs, and he is struggling to make the Olympics. He's training to make the Olympics, and he's working 4 jobs. What kind of mess is that? What kind of mess is that, literally? This is why I say we need a track and field league. This is the reason why I say that. And this is why she is the smartest athlete that's out there on the field, right? She's the smartest athlete out there on the field. What do you guys think about that? What do you guys think about that? Because she's out here, she's like, hey, look, man, forget that. I'm doing my performances, and guess what? Here is the dollar signs. At least that's what I would be thinking. That's how I think about this. So many people came up to me and they were like, oh, I thought you loved the sport and whatnot, and you would just do this for the love of it like I do. Yeah, I love the sport, but I'm not going to be a dummy for somebody, because there's a lot of money out here. And these athletes, so many of them aren't getting paid. How come Michael Jordan made more outside of his actual performances than he made when he was dribbling the ball? He made more money outside of him actually dribbling the ball than he made dribbling the ball. That's called being smart. Yes, you can be an athlete and do what you are doing. Not everybody's going to be able to do it. It's not calling other people dumb also that they don't have, they're not able to market, because at the end of the day, some people are just going to be better than others at marketing their name out, getting the name recognition, getting the deals there. It is what it is. Some athletes aren't even concerned with that. Okay, that's you and me and my team. We're going to go after the big bucks. That's the way I look at Sha'Carri Richardson, because she can be out here and she doesn't have to put a golden foot on that track in Tokyo. And I guarantee you, she has the ability to make more than any of those other athletes that she would have raced against in Tokyo. Shelly-Ann, fraser-pryce in 100 or 200. Now, I don't know about any of the other athletes, the males, whatever like that, but I guarantee you, I can put my worth of my YouTube channel on that name, that she can have the ability to make more. You know why I have the evidence of that? Well, somebody already offered her 250,000 dineros, US dollars, all right, for a deal for her to be a spokesperson. What has she done at the Olympics? Diddly squat. What has she done at the World Championships? Diddly squat. And yet she's got the star power to appear on Today and all of these other things. And people are talking about it. Her name is in and out of your thoughts and in and out of your mouth. All of us. And yet that's what she has. She has that power. And that's what happens. That's what happened with other people, with Trump. People, whether they liked him or not. This ain't to get all political, because I will do that. But whether people like him or not, guess what? Somehow they kept bringing him and name recognition the first time he ran, and it really helped him. It didn't hurt him. It helped him, because then more people saw him. This is what's going to happen with Richardson. The more people that complain about her, there are going to be more people that see her. The more people that see her, there's going to be some that follow her just to, complain. I don't know why the heck you will follow somebody just to complain. I can't get it in my head. I'm not following somebody. I'm not going to do that. Now, me as this person on this YouTube platform, I'm going to do my research on somebody that's an athlete, whether I like them or not, because that is now my job. But if it's outside of that, I ain't doing nothing if I don't like it. If I don't like Richardson outside of what I'm doing, I'm not going to go out of my way to do that. My job is my job. My duty is my duty, and that's it. I'm not going to go out of there and do that. So here we go. Here's something right here. Track people might be some of the most capping people on earth, right? She retweeted it one more time. That's why y'all really love or really hate me. Def the realest in the game. She's out here. She ain't even competed. And yet she got more interaction with these tweets than a tweet that a Shelly-Ann Fraser-Pryce would get an interaction with. Look at the retweets. Look at the amount of people that are commenting. Now this one would be, but if you look at the tweets, just break down each one of these athletes and just take a step back for a second. Take a step back for a second and see how I don't know why. Yeah, there we go. I'm unselected. How these things break down. What do you guys think? Do you agree? Do you disagree? But I really see that she is the smartest person in the game right now. And this is why I say you guys need to tackle it. Now, if you are an athlete that is in college and you've made it this far into the video, hey, look, I can work with you to help you with some marketing and everything behind the scenes. Like I said, you don't even have to be the top athlete out there. If you're somebody that wants to go pro, I mean, you got to have a certain speed to you or whatever. You got to have a certain jump or whatever it is. But if you want to work with me, go ahead, contact me, comment in the comment section below. My email is in the description. You just title it, say, hey, let's work together or something like that. We can work together, a contract or something that we do that, because you don't have to be the best to be able to build your brand up. Remember, brand business. I said Sha'Carri is a business. You got to use yourself as a business. Remember, Famous Amos. Last thing I'm going to say, and then we're out. Famous Amos. Now, that is the name. Like, the person couldn't use his own name, Amos. And they could sue him. McDonald's. That's the name of the McDonald's brothers. They couldn't use McDonald's because whatever his name is, what's his name? I'm losing his name. Ray Kroc took their business up under their noses. They were not business savvy enough to be able to take that. So you have to think of yourself in the same way, whether your name is there. Sha'Carri Richardson could have very well registered a company under an LLC or whatever it is, sole proprietorship, with her exact same name. That's what she can do. It only costs a few $100s, and then boom, that's her business. And then when she fills out a paper, it may look like she's using her name, but she's actually going forward with her business. She puts the EIN number and all of that stuff there. You got to realize that when you are an athlete out there, you want to try to maximize and ease your brain, that all you got to do is focus on your training. Serena Williams trains out 30 hours a week or whatever. I read an article there, 30 hours a week. What is she doing for the rest of the time during the week? Well, she's focusing on what she needs to focus on, because she's making millions and millions of dollars. She don't got to worry about, oh, shoot, in between my Jamaican trials or the USA trials, I got to go to this Wanda Diamond League meet, and I got to go get my money. I got to get paid. Then on top of that, I got to get 15% automatically to my agent or whatever it is. Hey, you know what? If you get 15% to the agent, that ain't bad. Okay. I'm not talking against the agents or anything. Because if I'm an agent to somebody, yes, best believe I'm going to take my money because I got you the money. If I get you a deal with a car company, let's say I get you a deal with Tesla or something like that, even though they don't sponsor anybody, or Toyota, right? If I get you a deal to be a spokesperson for Toyota, yes, I'm going to take my money. But guess what? I just got you a deal that doesn't depend on your athletic performances, where you are now a spokesperson because you got that media influence. Because I'm over here, I was able to guide you and say, hey, look, this is how we want to have your persona online. Remember that. Otherwise, y'all just smoking a crack pipe or you on that good ganja and you over there can't think straight. Okay. Think about this beyond that. We gotta think three-dimensionally here and think beyond track and field. Olympic sports athletes are broke. And this is why I want to separate a separate track and field league as best I can. If I can ever be fortunate enough to have this YouTube channel huge and it really blows up, that will be great, because then I will use that influence as much as I can to expand the reaches of track and field and then go and beyond it. I personally think we need to have a lot less events. It's too many events. So if you think, hey, I'm a friend here about, hey, let's every event, it's just too many events for me to follow through. So I will focus on certain events. So with that being said, I will catch you all on the next one. Definitely go check out Richardson because she is building up a brand and is building up so quickly. She's about to surpass people. She's going to be up to 1 million, 1.1, 1.2, 5 million before you even know it. And she doesn't even have to win a single gold medal to do it. I'm telling you, she doesn't have to win a single gold medal to do it, because Allison Felix, really, if you think about it, she hasn't won an individual. Well, she didn't win an individual gold, and she was still hyped because of how young she was and what she had done at the time about how good she was. Every athlete can do it. Catch you all in the next one. Share. Let's keep on growing this channel. Peace.